All right, court is calling 2023 CR 4997, State of Texas versus Francisco Perez. Can I have parties announced for the record for the state? For the defense.
Douglas Catmore.
All right, and are you Mr. Perez?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, so the reason why we're back here is that there was an issue with the no contact order involving the complainant, and both parties agreed that there would be testimony, or the court would be able to hear from the complainant with regards to the no contact order. So Mr. Perez, if you'll step back.
Yes.
Over here, Mr. Pettis.
Hello.
Hello.
Hi. Do you need a chair to sit down?
No.
All right. If you can come forward a little bit. All right, can you raise your right hand for me, please? Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you give will be the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes.
All right, you can lower your hand if you'll state your name for the record.
Mary Pettis.
All right. Good morning.
Good morning.
All right. So is Francisco Perez your son?
Yes.
All right. So we're here. He's applied for probation. I'm going to give him probation because both parties have agreed that he's to have probation, but I'm trying to make sure that you're protected. All right.
Mhm.
So I understand that mothers love their sons and they always think that they're going to approve. Sometimes they will, sometimes they won't. But we're here because there was a violent episode that happened at your home. So you want to tell me about that?
He wasn't taking his medications.
Mhm.
And I had called, I was trying to give him his meds and he got upset. And he went ahead and threw a book at me and hit me. And then he walked up and hit me again. And at that time I slipped and I was sitting on the floor and he grabbed me by the neck. But he wasn't choking, just holding on, because I was able to scream and yell for my husband, but he couldn't hear me because he was washing dishes in the kitchen. And so finally, the way I stopped him was by scratching his face. And he went back into the living room, and my husband at that time came in. He tried to do the same thing to my husband, but my husband reacted really fast, shook him, and all of a sudden he just sat down. And I told my husband I wanted to call the crisis center, but instead of the crisis center, I said, call the police.
Okay.
And so the police came, and I wanted to know if they were going to take him to a treatment center, you know. And it turned out that because of what he did, he was brought to jail.
All right. So what do you want to see happen with your son?
Well, he's doing really well. He's living with me. He's living with my husband. And he'll be living on his own as soon as my son finishes a small, we've converted a small shed into a living quarters.
Okay.
Where he'll be living in a yard, back in the yard.
All right. And the shed, does it have plumbing?
Not yet. He's just fixing it, extended it out. There's still some work to be done on there.
All right. And is this the first incident like this you've had with your?
This is the only incident after 50 some odd years we've never done anything like that.
All right. So what's his diagnosis?
Well, he's had so many. I can't
No, that's
even
okay.
remember.
Let me ask you this. Does he have a case manager, somebody who comes out to see him on a regular
Yes, he has
basis?
a case manager, yes.
All right. How often is the case manager
I
seeing?
just talked to her a few days ago.
Okay.
She came over to the house to see how he was doing, and she said that they work with the team, and so the other people are going to be coming in to check on Frank.
Okay. So,
And the problem started because he ran out of meds
okay.
and he wasn't taking the correct ones. But he had never done anything like that before, ever. And been living with us for 50 some odd years.
All right. And do you want him to continue to live with you?
That's fine. Where, like I said, my other son is building that little eco apartment stuff so that he could be living by himself outside.
All right. And do you have anyone to help you with him?
I'm sorry?
Do you have anyone who helps you with him?
With my husband?
With your son? Oh, your husband helps? All right. And can you always call his brother if some issues occur?
My son is living, the other son is living with me too
All right.
at the moment. He's working on that apartment thing.
Okay, awesome. All right. And are you fearful or afraid of him living with you?
No,
Okay,
I'm not,
all right.
because it's never happened before. It's just that he had left, was not taking his meds for about 4 months, and he thought he was, but it wasn't the correct ones.
Ah, okay. And the case manager will help you with that,
Oh,
correct?
yes, yes. Yeah, we have very good rapport. So she knows exactly what's going on and understands and everything. So yes, there's somebody there that I could, call her in case something happens and stuff like
All
that.
right. And
But nothing-
do you have the case manager's name and number?
not with me.
All right. Will you be able to give that name and number to probation?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Is there anything else from either side?
Yeah.
All right. Thank you. All right, Ally, I know you have vertigo. You can have a seat.
Thank you, Judge.
All right.
Big
Thank you.
excuse? Oh,
Well,
no,
I have
we're
to
not
give
done
him
yet. I'm sorry.
conditions. All right.
Yes.
Thank you so much for coming in and letting me know.
Beyond, thank you.
All right. You can have a seat.
That was-
Oh, thank you. God bless you too. All right. All right. So, Mr. Perez, if you come forward. All right. If you guys could not block probation's view. Yes. It's 2023 CR 4997. It's Francisco Perez. All right. So this is what the court is going to do. The court is going to sentence you to 3 years in prison. The court is going to suspend that and place you on 3 years probation. There's a $0 fine. There's an affirmative finding of family violence. There's to be no harmful or injurious contact with Mary L. Perez. And are you seeing mental health providers through the Center for Healthcare Services? All right. He's to continue with treatment through off the record. Here's the thing, in this court, to be successful on probation, you need to communicate with your probation officer.
Okay.
If you feel they're not addressing your issues, just come back to court and we'll see what's going on. And it's very important that you stay on your medications.
Yes.
If you feel as though the medications are not correct or they're making you feel a certain way, you need to contact your doctor and let them know, okay? And if you need anything, you can come back to court, all right?
Okay, thank you, Chief.
All right, just remain in court and probation is going to go over conditions with you.
Okay. I'll show
All
him
right.
what he said.
All right, good luck.
Maybe excuse?
Well, not him.
May I be excused?
Yes.
Let me show you where to go. Okay.
All right,
Come with me.
just have, if you'll take him to probation and have a seat.
Good.
Hello. Hi. So, Ms. Wade,
Yes,
this is the attorney that's been appointed to you. What's your issue?
my issue is, I was a little at ease when we came into court, just the other day. Because, we discussed in the back, that I was not gonna plead to the charge.
No. Here's the thing.
Uh-huh.
I don't want to get involved in your plea negotiations or whatever is going on, but let me explain something to you. In this court,
Yes,
there
ma'am.
is a process.
Correct.
And my process is attorneys, I make sure they have all of the discovery. Then I require it's the state to tender an offer. The state tenders an offer. Defense must tender it to you. They're legally and ethically obligated to do that.
That's,
Then here's the thing. You can accept it. You can say, I'm not accepting it. I'm gonna make a counter offer. You can go to trial. That's it. So if you're telling your attorney you want to go to trial, I've seen your attorney in trial, he'll take it to trial.
right, but I didn't know anything about any jury trial. That was never mentioned to me. That was
Well, you're
never
not,
discussed.
it hasn't been set for jury trial yet.
For
So
one jury
if you want to speak to your attorney, you can speak to your attorney about jury trials. What I can tell you is you're on probation for felon in possession of a firearm. Is that correct?
Yes,
And then I have a new case here.
yes.
And that new case, has that new case been indicted?
Okay.
So it's not going to trial yet because it hasn't been indicted yet.
But my concern and my issue is the communication, like I'm not getting a clear understanding on what's going on.
I'll
That's
talk to
all-
him.
Yeah, that's all I'm requesting. If I could just get
All
clear
right, so here's the
understanding.
thing.
Because I'm like,
Some- Here's the thing. Sometimes attorneys have different styles, right?
agree,
There are some people who want their attorney to hold their hand. Sometimes that's not going to happen because we're all adults.
Right.
Usually in juvenile cases where people have clients they're representing that are children, they will hold hands.
Right.
But some attorneys are just going to give you the facts. But guess what? Your attorney's not a mind reader. If there's something you don't understand, you have to tell your attorney, I don't understand. What is a jury trial? I don't understand what a jury trial is. And I guarantee you, if that's your issue, he'll explain to you what a jury trial is.
Okay,
All right. So, and I can tell you, 12 people sit in a box and they decide whether you're guilty or not guilty.
right,
State will present evidence. The defense can present evidence or not present evidence. They're not required to. Witnesses will be called. The state will question those witnesses. The jurors will listen. Your attorney will question them if he thinks there's something they need to be questioned about. Then at the end of the day, there's going to be a jury charge presented, and both the state and the defense will have a chance to give their closing arguments,
right.
which some people call their spin on things. And then the jury will go back and deliberate and make a decision on whether you're guilty or not guilty.
Right, understood.
If they decide you're guilty, then we'll move to punishment talk.
Okay.
All right.
All right.
All right. Thank you.